friends, welcome back to the channel. Kara Corey here, and I am here today to talk about all things weight loss and what to do if you plateau. Which, my friends, if any of you have ever entered into a weight loss journey of some sort, I guarantee you have experienced this. We all have. No one is going to be exempt from the weight loss plateau that can occur. But there are simple things that you can do to break through that plateau. So that's what we're going to talk about here today. When you enter a weight loss phase, it's very common for people to see a rapid weight loss at first. Whenever it starts to occur, it can be rapid. You can see really decent pounds lost on the scale, if you will. And essentially, a lot of that fast or rapid weight loss comes from depleting your glycogen, and with utilizing glycogen, which is your stored carbohydrate that's stored in your liver, in your muscles, when you utilize that for energy and break it down, it is attached to water molecules. So at the beginning of most folks' weight loss stages, you end up having a great amount of weight loss due to water loss. Your body's metabolism is essentially the rate at which energy is broken down and utilized, and how fast that occurs. A bigger body by nature is going to be more metabolic. It just is. So the smaller you become, you're just going to have that metabolic system adapt a bit to a smaller being. The other thing that occurs when you lose weight too that impacts your metabolism is we always hope to just lose fat, right? I think most of us want to maintain our muscle, but depending on what avenues you're utilizing to lose weight, you could be losing a small amount of muscle mass as you lose weight as well. So smaller body, less muscle mass, less metabolic. Your body is not going to respond to the same things it once responded to. So what are you to do? Before we get into my simple tips on what you need to do, please take a moment and just make sure you are subscribed to the channel. That always helps me out in the algorithm to help these videos get shared. Overcoming your weight loss plateau can be done. The biggest thing is not getting frustrated when you stop seeing the results. And when I say stop seeing results, I am speaking more so to what you're seeing in terms of the number on the scale, which we have to remember the scale weight doesn't dictate everything. So even if you think you're plateauing just because the scale is telling you that, you may still be seeing results. I've seen many clients get quick to jump to the fact that they're in a plateau phase, when really they're not necessarily plateauing, but more so they've loosened up on some of the things they've been doing, and maybe they're not having as tight of adherence to what they're doing. So that's my first tip for you in terms of breaking through the plateau is let's go back and reassess what you are doing. Is there any area that maybe you could improve upon? Did you all of a sudden start to eat out more? Are you eating out more on the reg where maybe you're not as aware and in control of what you're consuming? Are you just maybe eating more convenience, which encourages you to eat more high processed foods, and maybe your actual foods that you're choosing aren't as healthy and potentially impacting your results? Because yes, I do believe in calories in, calories out. However, the macronutrient distribution and the foods that you are consuming can and will make a difference in your actual body composition and the progress that you make. Sometimes something as simple as timing of meals could be playing a little mind trick with you, right? So if you're consuming your food all of a sudden way into the late hours of the night, and then you're weighing yourself first thing in the morning, you may not even be giving your body enough time to digest the food you've eaten, therefore possibly making it look like you haven't lost weight when you have. So that's when it can be helpful if you're able to be a bit more consistent with your timing of meals. That way you're getting more consistent scale weigh-ins if that is the process you are utilizing to assess whether or not you're at a plateau. The second thing, and maybe the most important thing you may have to do in effort to break through a plateau, is cutting the calories a bit more. I feel like people hate hearing that, but that is the naked, ugly truth of the matter when it comes down to weight loss. It's not the full truth, but it is a big component of the whole picture. So you may just have to readjust if everything you've assessed cost is spot on, take a look at what your caloric needs are and maybe make some small adjustments there. Now, one of the things that I like to do with my clients when I'm helping them to adjust in the cut phase is ensure that the foods you're consuming are providing you the most satisfaction and really just trying to get the most bang for your buck. So as you are cutting calories a little bit more, maybe you're upping your vegetable intake, your fruit intake, your whole grains, that overall fiber, maybe also your hydration, so that the factor of fullness and meal satisfaction is not as impacted. That'll make it a bit more of a simpler adjustment for you. Along with getting in enough fiber, this is one of the things people do struggle with. So if you find that that's a challenge for yourself, there is supplementation you can use, and something like Bellway fiber has been something I've been using for over a year now. It's made it really helpful and easy for me to make sure I'm getting enough fiber in my diet. I actually started using this last summer when I went through my summer cut series, so I do want to thank Bellway for sponsoring this portion of the video. Now I want to mention they came out with their brand new super fiber capsules, so if you're someone that just likes to do things in capsule form because it's easier for you to just throw it into your morning or nighttime supplement mix, they do have this now where you take 5 capsules and it's recommended to take it twice a day. I do want to say anytime you're increasing your fiber intake, anything from your normal, you do want to start a little bit slow in effort to just make sure you tolerate it well. But what I love about utilizing Bellway and their super fiber capsules is the fact that it's not something that you take it and all of a sudden you're running to the bathroom or you're having any digestive cramps. It does not work like that. So Cilium Husk is a soluble fiber, which is excellent to be getting into your diet. Once soluble fiber is in your system and it turns into that gelatinous substance, it helps kind of latch on to those substances in our body that then can get excreted through our intestines. So this is why Cilium Husk not only can help with weight loss, because it can help with the regularity, whether you're struggling with constipation or diarrhea, it can help with regularity, it can also help decrease cholesterol levels. It's known to help with maintenance of your blood glucose levels as well, which we know there is some correlation with that in your ability to lose weight. Also, and most importantly, it can help with your overall gut microbiome with ensuring you get things regulated in and out through your digestive tract. So research continues more and more on this, but that is one of the #1 things that I've noticed with folks who can be doing all the right things, but continue to plateau. You may follow all these simple tips, but continue to plateau. If you don't have a good gut microbiome in terms of what is in there, an effort to help with digestion and absorption and the link to your brain and how that helps you know when you're hungry or you're full, and really being more in tune with those internal systems. The gut does so many things. So very simple thing you can do, adding these in. I like the capsules because they're super travel friendly, but if you're like not a pill swallower, they also have tons of yummy flavors of their powders. I've got a bunch of these. This one's mixed berry. And then I have the little travel packets too that are raspberry lemon. So these are super handy. It makes it no excuses in terms of getting your fiber in. Using Cara 25 at checkout will get you 25% off. A full bottle will last you like a month and a half, depending on if you go with 1 serving a day versus 2. But again, you want to just assess your tolerance. I will leave all the information on Bellway down in the description box if you guys want to go check that out. Going along with your gut health, you also have to think about your overall body system. So this may be a good time for my next tip for you, which is going to the doctor and running some lab work, especially if you feel like once you've gone through the assessment process that you are doing all the right things, you already have cut your calories a little bit, you're increasing your movement. That's when maybe you should check in with a doctor if you haven't already, to get some blood work done, looking at your overall thyroid levels, your hormone levels. I would get a basic metabolic panel completed if you can, but ideally looking at your hormones in particular, thyroid, especially hypothyroidism. We see a whole lot of times. It's super common and it's also very misdiagnosed. if people don't get thorough blood panels run. So it very much could be something that is also making it that much harder for you to lose weight. My next simple tip for you, and it's one of my favorites to actually work on. It's probably my first defense when I am trying to work through a plateau, in particular when I was in my bodybuilding phase, would be to really look at my workouts and rev up the intensity. So for me, I would maybe already be maxed out at the amount of sessions or the duration I could get in the gym. Like that was all I had to give. But what you do have control over, if you're someone that only has X amount of time during the week, you have control over your intensity, how hard you're pushing and how much effort you're really putting into those sessions. So taking a look at if you're just going through the motions, is it time to switch up what types of workouts you're doing, even if it's just to reignite that fire in your tummy to really give it 110%. That is a place that you have a lot of control, and we are quick to slack on and just be at the gym kind of farting around on our phones, taking breaks a lot longer than we should be, and not really putting in that full effort of lifting to our max capacity, or even in your cardio sessions, or really pushing to the point of not feeling like you could push any harder. How often are you getting yourself to that point to really push through the suck and feel like you have nothing left to give at the end of your training session? It's not gonna happen every single session, but just starting to take that attitude and kind of take that control back with your workouts to really make the most of it, really maximize it, could be an easy way to push through that plateau. That leads me to my last simple tip for you, which is packing more into your day. So the gym sessions are great, you've upped the intensity, you're monitoring how much you're eating, you're improving your gut health, you're doing all the things, but what else is going on in the rest of your day? Are you like myself, or you're pretty sedentary because you're working a desk job and you commute, so you're sitting in your car or at your desk for 10 hours a day? Being considerate of that and trying to increase the movement during your regular life activities. So whether it's making it a point of getting up and taking your dogs for a walk in the morning, or even getting your family involved and having an after dinner walk with your family, getting outside more and just getting more movement in outside of the gym can really go a long way. So take a good hard look at what your lifestyle is like. Just because you're a gym rat essentially doesn't mean that you're the most active person. It doesn't. There's 24 hours in a day. Hopefully 8 hours of it you're sleeping, but for the rest of it, how much of that time frame are you actually moving? Are you actually moving your body? And just a simple example, even myself standing here, being as handsy as I am as I talk to you, is gonna burn a lot more calories than me sitting on the couch watching TV. So there can be some really small things you could do to maybe increase the movement within your day, within your week. Maybe you can't do it every single day, but starting to be more mindful of that and having more of a focused approach, utilizing those trackers to kind of clue you in on how good you're doing with your movement and your steps can also be a really easy thing to keep moving you in the right direction of your weight loss goals. I say these are all simple tips because oftentimes I find people can make some really simple changes that don't alter their lifestyle too much, where it's not too extreme, it's very sustainable, that can help you on the right path. But at the end of the day, you have to assess when you get to a plateau if you're happy with where you're at, if you're good with it, if you're comfortable with it, or is it really worth it to you, your mental health, the amount of effort you have to put in to dig a little deeper. For some people, it's no. For some people, it ends up being not worth trying to lose that last 3 to 5 pounds that they so desperately want to get off because it's too much effort with what needs to occur. It does get hard. The more weight you lose, like I said, your metabolism can adjust, and some of these other factors you have to put a little more time into. So you ultimately have to decide whether or not it's worth it to you to keep pushing. There's plenty more tips on what you can do to break through a plateau. So if you've gone through this before, please share down in the comment section below what's helped you break through a plateau, because for so many people, that is when they get stuck and sometimes just totally give up. So that is why I'm here encouraging you to not give up on yourself. Try to find some of these easy tips that you can slowly work into your lifestyle. And remember, you don't have to do all of them at once. One at a time can help get you on the right path. I hope you guys found these simple tips helpful. If you did, be sure to hit that like button before you head on out of here. Make sure you're subscribed. Bellway information in the description box, and I will see you guys in the next one.